If a part had permanently joined Sakamoto's, or perhaps we should use the term survived until a real confirmation of its death or survival is given, I think it'd be rather interesting for a setup for a Sakamoto Days alternate universe. While for sure, there is another redhead the series could have stood to spend far more time and focus on, considering her significance in Taro Sakamoto's family and friends, as well as the fact that a part, specifically as the big bad of the escaped death row inmates arc, and a character confirmed to have caught over 200 bodies, many of which likely innocent to some degree or another. He may not be the first antagonist from the series one thinks of considering the villain turned good concept for whatever, but I think these unique traits make him more enticing to keep around. First off, just consider that simply disappearing in the invasion of the JAA by Slur, Gaku, and Uda isn't the most satisfying way a part's story could have continued, or ended, since we see directly after defeating him, Taro seems open to giving him a chance at redemption. And in the grand scheme of things, the story being about assassins, most of our heroes have killed a lot of people in general, and most of them are much more sound of mind than a part when they did so. So simply having taken life should not be a disqualification for being a hero in this story. Besides this, the extra hands, and yes it would be hands plural, since he would likely be able to have his arm reattached, as we see with Gaku's ear and Mr. Takamura's arm. Thus, having a part in the story longer would have been greatly appreciated by the heroes, especially near the new JAA arc, and the war efforts against Slur and the New Order, since for a great deal of those events, they are outnumbered and on the backfoot, whereas here, their number of combatants and ability to lay traps and control battlefields increases pretty significantly. Not to mention, a part could accompany Shin during the test portion of the JCC infiltration arc, while Sakamoto stays home and preps to pose as a teacher instead of a student, saving Taro from wasting his time, while also making the arc more dependent on a part, Shin, and the other exam takers to surpass their limits, which could also change a lot of the later events of the story, like the Bangkok assassin exhibition and jail arcs. And beyond all this, simply as an employee, a part's perfectionism, bordering on OCD, would make he too one of the world's most efficient and terrifying convenience store clerks. Using his skill and proficiency with nigh invisible steel threads, he could restock an entire aisle in seconds. If a single ramen cup was 1 millimeter out of alignment, he'd probably have a minor breakdown and rewire the entire shelf, but it would still be incredibly quick and convenient. Shoplifters and enemy assassins wouldn't stand a chance. They'd find themselves stitched to the floor before they even reached the door for their weapons. And all the while, the honest job would be training our part's social awkwardness and improving his ability to connect with people. Though even so, the beginning would be rough and disastrous, and would constantly require Lu and Shin to translate his peculiar compliments and comments as he adapts to non-lethal life, and especially the Sakamoto family no-kill rule. And as I've said, this is merely a single freight stream, just a taste, a fun first dip into Sakamoto's for a what-if series, since even now, as the final saga seems to be unfolding, a part's fate is still one of the biggest what-ifs, with many curious whether he is really dead, or perhaps in hiding, or recovering at Granny Miya's clinic. One thing is for sure though, a what-if story like this will let us see just how a part will live up to that Sakamoto's apron he so nearly earned.